Hello, in this video we'll learn about web views in Android. So suppose we want to load a website in our application. So we use Webview for that. We have to just pass the URL of the desired website. So before moving further, let me just open the emulator so that we can run our application. Okay. So while it is opening, let's make a widget in XML. So we call Webview. There is no suggestion why. Okay, there was a capital W, right? Webview. I'm gonna give layout width as match parent and height as match parent as well. I want to cover the full screen, right? And then we'll give ID to it. ID will be web, I think, Webview. Let's write it full. Okay, now let's map the Webview with Java. Private Webview wv, and wv equals to find view by id r.id.webview. Now to open a website we need a URL of that website, right? So let's take a string. We can declare it as global or inside this onCreate function as well. I'm gonna go with the global. Private string URL equals to, so we have to give URL. So suppose let me take URL of Google homepage, http as colon /www.google.com. and if you can't remember it, or if you cannot if you are not confident of writing URL on your own, you can always copy it from Chrome, right? It will be same. So now to give this, to open this URL, we need to write wv, that is webview dot load URL, and inside which we'll pass our URL. Now what happens if we keep it this way? It will open our URL in an external browser. If you are using Chrome, that's the browser, or if you are using Safari, or if you are not Safari, if you are using some other browser, UC browser or Mozilla Opera, that kind of browser, it will open, in short, in an external browser. To open this URL within our application, we need to write webview dot set webview client, set webview client new webview client. That's it. Now if we run our app, let's run it first and let's see if this is working or not. And if this is working, I'll tell you a lot of other stuffs about Webview, how you can customize and how other things you can do with Webview as well, right? So let's see if our application is running. You ignore it. I'm making some other tutorials, and this is of that tutorial, so ignore it, and let's see if our application runs perfectly or not, and if it works or not. So let's wait, and I'll see you once this app runs on our emulator. So as you can see, our app is running, but our website is not loaded. Why? Because we haven't given a permission of internet in our manifest file. so we have to give internet permission. So to do that, go to manifest file and write uses permission and internet, right? So now let's rerun our application and see if it is working this time or not, right? So now as you can see, our app is running again after giving the internet permission, and let's see if google.com shows up or not. It is taking a bit of time, I don't know why, because yes, our website is working. So let me show you a bunch of other things now, what you can customize with Webview. So suppose you want to clear the cache of that website, you can write Webview dot clear cache, where is it? Sorry, clear history, clear format data, clear cache. You just need to give true. Then suppose you want to enable JavaScript, if a website is using JavaScript inside it, in it, and by default if it is not working with the website, you need to enable JavaScript by writing webview dot get settings dot JavaScript enable. Where is it? Set JavaScript enable, and you need to give it a true, right? So one other important things, you can you know, practice it, and you can find more things with it. But what I want to show you is that suppose I search something on Google here, let's say gray developers, and I open that. Right now if I click this back press button, our app will close itself. Let's see. My PC is taking resources and it is hanging. So as you can see, I clicked on back press button and our app gets closed, right? Ideally what should happen, if we go from one web page to other, and from other web page we press back press, it should come on the initial web page, right? But instead our app is getting closed, our app is closing itself. So to prevent that, we can override a method called on back pressed, and this super method, super dot and on back press, will close our application. So before that we need to give some conditions. If our web view, that is wv dot can go back, web view dot go back, where is it, go back, right? We don't need this curly braces because it is just one line. And else, if we cannot go back, if we are already on the initial web page and there is no way for further we can go back, we'll close our application, right? So that's how this condition works. And let's run our application again and see if it is working this time or not. So our app is running, and google.com Google web page, this is the initial web page, right? Now let's again search for gray developers and let's search it. Okay, right, it is opening another web page. This results are, So now if I click on back press button, it will come back on our initial web page. So this is how this condition works, right? So this is how you open a website, whatever website you want. You just have to change the URL. If you want to open youtube.com, you just write URL of youtube.com. facebook.com, you write facebook.com, right? You can open any website you want inside your application. So this is how you do it, and that's it for this video. From next lecture we might learning about web services. So that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next video.